Here we go. Sean, I'm going to start here. That's multiplication. 5 times 3x, anybody? 15x. 5 times minus 2? Minus 10. 3 times 2x? 3 times 1? 3. 2x and 1. Okay. Now, lads, 6x plus 2x, lads. What's that? 8x. 3 plus 1? 4. Okay. Now, what happens next is you change sides. Okay. So, 15x take away. The 8x goes from the right to the left. The 4 stays where it is. And the 10 moves over. And then 15x take away 8x. 15. Yeah, sorry. Now, guys, divide by 7. What do we get? 14 over 7. X equals 2. All right, guys. That's where the 10 out of 10, okay? Yeah. Go. Now, guys, question 2. It's an inequality, which means at the very end, we're going to have a number line, okay? So I don't know what to do with the number line now. Lads, there's 2 rules when it comes to inequalities, okay? The first one is 3 is smaller than 4. The crocodile's mouth always aims to the larger meal. If I multiply both sides by minus, now lads, you multiply both numbers by minus. What happens when you multiply both sides by minus? And what you have to do with the sign? Because minus 3 is actually bigger than minus 4. Remember that trick, okay? Move the 4 to the other side. And you get minus 5. And here's where a lot of you went wrong. The 4 moves across. It turns to a minus 4. And then you have minus 3x equals minus 9. And while I've been training you guys up, you can look at any of the pre-tests I gave you, the videos I gave you. I multiply both sides by minus a lot of the time. What happens then? See the way it's less than? See the way the sign turned around? Okay, and then divide by 3, what happens? X is less than 3. You can show me it in a second. Okay. All right, guys. Now, what do I need to draw now? First of all, is it a... What does this mean? What does that actually mean? Integers. What does integers mean? Full numbers. Full numbers smaller than 3. 2, 1, 0. Yeah, and you don't want to go on forever, so you just draw yourself in line. Now. All right, guys. This one here. Okay. You good here? Yeah. 3x, 5x times 3x. Squared. X squared. 5x times 3. Minus 15x. Yeah. 1 times 3x. And 1 times minus 3. Minus 3. Okay. And what you get here? What's minus 15 plus 3? If you aren't sure, you can always go for the calculator and just enter in. You can always just enter in minus 15 plus 3. Like some people, I know you're out there, you'll just make mistakes for no reason. But you always have the calculator as a backup, don't you? No reason why you can't just take that out. Okay. Now, lads, minus 3, okay? Know what you did wrong? If you did, right. Now, lads, 2 in the first one, 3 in the second one. What do you reckon there, guys? How many parts will I have when I multiply it out? 6 parts. Look at this. 1, 2, and there, that's the first 3. I'll do the first 3 first. What's 3a times 2a squared? 6a cubed. Okay. What's 3a times 3a? Yeah. And 3a by 2? Squared. Thank you. I would have made a mistake there. 3a times 2? 6a. Is that all right, guys? Now, who found this part difficult? Like, this is a difficult question for most of you, was it? You found it all right? All right, that's good. Now, lads, we're going to go for the 3 red parts. Okay? Red part 1, red part 2, red part 3. What's 4 times 2a squared, lads? 4 times 2a squared? What is a squared? 4 times 3a? 12a. 4 times plus 2? Minus a. Okay? Now, what happens next, guys? 6a cubed. How many a squareds do we have? Yeah, it's minus 9 minus 8, isn't it? So I should use the calculator maybe and use that to tell me what's going on. Minus 17 of them. And then 6 plus 12. And then your minus 8. We cool with that? All right. Good job, lads. All right, 4's down here, is it? All right, this was difficult, but a lot of you's got it out, to be fair to you. All right. Now, lads, yellow here, blue here. Now, lads, you're looking at the blue? Okay, we don't want to deal with fractions. Fractions are not our friends, all right? So, what fraction should we use? 6's. Multiply top and bottom by 2. Top and bottom by. But here's the part a lot of you forgot. Top and bottom by 6. Because it's 8 over 1. So you have to multiply by 6 on the bottom and 6 on the top. Lads, you should get minus 48 over 6. Now, why should you get... Sorry. You should get minus 48 over 6. Why should you get minus 48 over 6? Because if you put that back into your calculator, what is it? If you put it back into your calculator, it's still minus 8. You haven't changed anything. Lads, 8x over 6 and 3y over 6. Who got that fair? And because there are 6's on both sides, what happens then? Take out the 6's. The 6's don't matter anymore. And here is your second equation right here. You've seen 2 more of these done recently, haven't you? Two pre-test videos I made, didn't you? Made 2 of them. Now, lads, what gets rid of a 3y? So what gets rid of a minus 3y? A plus 3y. What can I do to this to make it a plus 3y? I'm going to times the top equation by 3. And what happens when I times it by 3? 3y, 15. Nearly there now. Now, 8x plus 3x minus 48 plus 15. Yeah, it is. But if I wasn't sure, I always have my calculator handy. Minus 33. Now, lads, Sean, if it's multiplied by 11 on the left, what happens when you move the 11 to the other side? Where does it go? It goes into divide mode. Okay. And what's minus 33 divided by 11? Minus 3. Is that all right with you guys? Yeah. Now, lads, what? With y's. Yeah, that's okay. Now, lads, you have to find the y value. So what you do then? You go back to one of your original equations, and what you do? Anywhere you see x, you put. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to be a bit lazier than that. Wasn't one of the original equations x plus y equals 5, was it? Yeah, I'm going to use this one. It's easier. What can I replace x with? Whatever you can replace x with minus 3. And what happens when I bring that minus 3 to the other side? And what happens when it turns into that plus 3? Y equals 5 plus 3, which is 8. All right, who got 8 and minus 3 for that? Full marks, 10 out of 10. Not many of us. How many people got above 5 out of 10 on it? All right. Okay, guys. Now, lads, look at this. You're paid X. This is a question that you'll use probably when you're older as well, all right? So you work a 30-hour week and you get paid X euro for it. Then any hours you work over the 30 hours, you get paid overtime for. Okay? Now, she works 35 hours. That means 30 of them are regular hours and 5 of them are overtime. Would everybody agree with that? 30 multiplied by X is the amount of money she gets for working the 30 hours. Does everybody get that? 30 multiplied by your rate per hour plus 5 times your what? 5 times your overtime rate. And that has to equal 660. Next time you're working 42 hours. So what does that mean? Yeah. A2A. Do you get this one, Kyle? Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Now, lads, let's get rid of the X's. How do we get rid of the X's? Hey, you can minus either of them, but yeah, let's minus the bottom one. Okay. Now, lads, we minus the bottom one. Okay. And what we get is minus 30x minus 12y equals. Now, lads, what happens here? What's 5 take away 12? 5 take away 12 minus 7 minus 168. Multiply both sides by minus if you want. 7y equals 160. 8 divided by 7. What you get, Sean? 28, was it? Or 24? Lads, we got y equals 24. Is that cool with you guys? Yeah. 24 euro an hour overtime. Okay. Now we're going to find out the x value now. So, is everybody use this equation here? So, Sean, what do we do with the y value? Replace the y value with 24. What's 12 times 24? 12 times 24? So 288 euro because you work 12 hours of overtime at 24 euro an hour, 288 euro. So it's 30x plus your 288 euro. It's okay. You did it a similar way, though. That's all right. And now take away the 288. What you get? 828. Take away 228. 540. So your 30 hours of regular time are worth 540 euro. Divided by 30, what you get? 18, though. 18. Guys, next one. The technique I've always showed you for these is factorized questions. I've always showed you that it's the first number multiplied by the last number. What you get? What you get, lads? Everybody happy with 18? Two numbers that multiply to give you 18, but add to give you minus 9. Minus 3 and minus 6 is perfect. You rewrite the equation so that you replace minus 9x with minus 3x minus 6x. Is everybody okay with that? Now look what happens. Okay? The 2x squared is still the 2x squared. The 9 is still the 9. And the minus 9x in the middle is now minus 3x minus 6x. You see the way everything is the same? We all good at that? You know how to do this? Yeah. Good man. Now, lads, what we're going to do next is factorize. Jesse, what you take out the first two? No, what I'm doing. Maybe not what you're doing, but what way I'm doing it. What letter can you take out? What's left over? Now, lads, multiply it back out to check. X times x. X times minus 3. Correct so far. What's the trick with my technique? You already know the next part. But what number multiplies by 2x to give you minus 6x? Minus 3, isn't it? Now what's the answer then? 2x minus 3. Everybody cool with that? There's another way of doing it where you have the 6x in front and the 3x behind, but you still get the same answer. It doesn't matter. That's the joy of it. Okay? And when you multiply it back out, it is 6x and it is 9. You're happy out with that, all right? Now, Sean, this one for me. 3 times minus 12. 3 multiplied by minus 12. We get the calculator if we want. Nearly. Okay, minus 36. Now, Sean, we're going to make a list of numbers that make minus 36. I'll give you the first one. 1 and minus 36. Pick next. What's the next one? 2 and minus 18. Or you could have minus 2 and plus 18. Keep going. 3 and 12, yeah. Minus 3 plus 12, or what's the other one? 4 and 9. Lads, only one of these answers. Only one of these answers is correct. Okay, and you need to tell me which one's correct and why. He says minus 4 and plus 9. Rob, any idea why that's the correct one? Oh, he's wrong actually. 4 and minus 9. Rob, why is 4 and minus 9 the correct answer? Huh? All of them multiply to give you minus 36. Each and every one of them does. What's special about 4 and minus 9? No, they all do minus 36. Every single one of them does a minus 36. What I'm asking you is why is 4 and minus 9 special? Makes minus 5 in the middle. It's okay. It's okay. All right, lads, you ready? Now, lads, we can take out x. What happens when you take out x? What you get? No. 3x plus 4. What do we know about the next bracket? Going to be the same as the first one. What goes in here? Minus 3. Then what happens then? Is that okay? We don't know. All good. You can do it later. It'll be up on video later. You can press pause, try it yourself. Press play, you get something, right? As I did with the other 2 pre-tests I did already. Now, ready? So there's 3 tests online at this stage, so it'll be good revision for Christmas when that happens. All right, lads, and this one, right? This one's different than the other ones. What's the big difference? They're all square numbers, aren't they? What do I mean by a square number? 1 by 1 is 1, 2 by 2 is 4, 3 by 3, 9, 4 by 4. All right, let's do this one. What can I change 9x squared into? Anybody know? 3x 2b squared. Lads, can anybody tell me the difference between 3x squared and 3x 2b squared? What's the difference? The bottom one means 3x multiplied by, which is 9x squared. Is that all right? And what about this one? 4y squared, sorry. Now, lads, what did we learn off from this? We have something learned off that we used a lot recently. 3x plus 4y and... Now, lads, I'd urge you to do this because some of you aren't thinking about these. Let's multiply it back out again. James, what's 3x times 3x when you multiply it? What's 3x times 4y when you multiply it out? It is 12xy. And what's 4y by 3x? 12xy again, yeah. And what's 4y by 4y? Sean, now. What? Lads, the 12xy is cancelled, aren't they? What you know is about the answer. It's the same as the original question. That's how you know it's definitely right. Okay? Now, lads, I was really sneaky in this test. Now, does anybody know why I was really sneaky with the second part? What did I do to the first question to turn it into the second question? What happens if you multiply the first question by 3? The second question is the first question multiplied by 3. So if you take 3 out, it's 3 times 9x squared plus 16y squared. And also you have to do is replace this part here with the answer you got in part 1. See the answer you got in part 1? All right, guys, you ready? Is that the last one? One more. What? That's the answer. That's it. It's 3 times the last answer. Who got that one out? You got it. Well done, that was really good. And Aiden got it as well. Okay. Now, lads. Shh. Lads, you ready? Look at this. Lads, you have to rearrange it. Okay? Now, what I want to make really clear is the minus belongs to the 6ab, this minus belongs to the 4bc, and the plus belongs to the 9a squared. Is a cubed I'm in. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a way. I might even do this 2 different ways, if that's okay with you. Okay? What I generally do is I never move the first one. You looking? I never move the first one. Okay? Now, I know it doesn't work. I tried to factorize it out. I know it doesn't work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the 4bc over. Is that okay with you guys? Now, see the way the 6 is bigger than the 4? That means I should put the 9 ahead of the other. Put the 9 ahead of the other 6. Now, what letter can I take out here? Oh, so what number can I take out? What divides into 2 and 4? Oh, sorry, 6 and 4. 2. What letter do they have in common? C. 2 multiplied by what gives you 6? 3. 3a squared, handy with you guys? Multiply it back out, does it work? Yeah. 2c multiplies by what gives you minus 4bc? Minus 2b. Check it out again. It does multiply out. What do we know about the next bracket? It's going to be the same if you do it properly. What number multiplies by 3a squared to give you 9a cubed? 3 times 3? 9. But I need an a on the outside, don't I? And what's 3a times 2b? Yeah, everything's correct now, and long behold, here's my answer. Lads, that's the last question, is it? Okay, I am subsequent.